Greetings, people. Today I'm reading A Broad Semester, a game by Elixai, who you can support on Patreon. I'm already invested in this game. There's an amazing camera pan mechanic on the main menu. But regardless, this does look like quite an epic game. I'm guessing A Broad Semester is referring to the broad topics they're going to be studying.
Hello, and welcome to A Broad Semester.
Well, it's Elixai themselves.
I hope you're excited to get into things and to meet the different characters you'll be interacting with. This game is going to be receiving consistent updates, adding new characters, storylines, and choices for you to have fun with. I hope you'll follow along and keep trying out the new content when it arrives.
Well, maybe I will.
Newly added in version 0.04 is a whole new story starring a new character, Taryn. You can also enjoy a preview for the next character coming to the game as well, Maeve. Taryn's character was a lot of fun to write, so I hope you enjoy her personality and story. You can check out more detailed notes on added features by reading the posts on DeviantArt or Wait Gaming. Anyway, that's enough preamble. I'm sure you're eager to get into the thing, so let's get on with it.
Heck yeah.
Let's get your name first. What should we call you?
Leave blank for a default name. I don't want to give myself an inaccurate name, so I have to put Snide there.
Hello, Snide. Now, please choose your gender.
It's not widely known, but male.
You've chosen to play as a male. This is a representation of your weight.
What? My own weight? I thought it was going to be other people.
If you choose to indulge, it will go up and you'll gain weight. Keep in mind that sometimes events out of your direct control may result in weight gain. Going to the dining hall in your spare time will always make that number go up, though.
Can I make it go down by going to the gym?
But if you avoid those temptations, or choose to be active, it will go down. Walking around campus by yourself will help you work off any unwanted bounds. It will also describe your general body shape whenever it changes, though. I've just controlled the bar myself, but from now on, it's yours. People may even react differently in certain situations depending on how much you weigh. Last question before we get started. If you were to end up getting fat, how would you react?
Well, you need to be okay with who you are, I suppose. I'll go okay with it.
I get that. Happiness at any size, right? Alright then, that about does it. Have fun out there, Snide.
Do you want to play the introduction scene? Well, of course, I haven't played the game before. It's never easy moving or going to a new school or job. There's always a period of adjustment. As a third-year transfer student, you at least have the benefit of being one of many on campus. With the benefit of the money saved by going to a local community college for the last 2 years, you have your core classes already out of the way too. You wake up in your apartment, and for a moment you are a little disoriented. Your first night in a new place is always a little strange, and you feel like you tossed and turned most of the night. Still, you might as well make use of your last day before the start of the semester. Shire University is fairly sizable for being tucked away in its own little part of the countryside, and there is no shortage of things to do or halls to navigate. You figure it might be a good idea to try to find where your first class will be before tomorrow. Then again, you are anxious to do something physical after so many hours in the car yesterday. Your orientation leader had mentioned some clubs run pickup games on campus during the early weeks of the semester as a way to attract new members. There seems to be a variety of different intramural sports before the start of the season, so that could be fun too. I have some time before classes start. I might as well go do something. Check out the intramural sports. Go look around campus for where your classes will be. Well, I love sports. No, I don't, but let's have a look. You shrug to yourself. How likely was it, really, that you'd get lost? You're an adult. If anything, Google Maps should take you to the right building. You dig some gym clothes out of your luggage, pull them on, and head out the door. It takes you a little walking to get to the recreation center, but the shouts from the field outside make it easy to find. There are several games in progress, which look difficult to join, but one is just getting going. It looks like Ultimate Frisbee. Epic. When you approach, a girl notices you first. She's exceptionally tall, with golden blonde hair that shines in the setting sun. Okay, maybe you find her a little cute. So what? She smiles, adjusting her form-fitting athletic pants, and beckons you over. Not seeing any reason to object, especially since she was the one to make first eye contact with you, before long you're walking across the side of the field to go talk to her.
Hey, we need one more for our team to actually play around. Do you mind joining in? Don't worry if you haven't played Ultimate before. Most of the people here are just figuring it out.
I actually played a little bit back home with some friends. Just a casual thing. I'm happy to help fill an empty slot.
Awesome. You're joining my team then. I'm Donna, by the way.
I'm Snide.
Nice to meet you. Well, welcome to the winning side.
So, sure, already? Hope I don't let you guys down. You join Donna's team and quickly pick up the dynamics between her and the other students that had already been playing. It's a nice full day, so while the sun is shining, the heat isn't unbearable by any means. You work up a bit of a sweat from running around so much, and a few people peel off to go meet other friends or get tired and hit the showers. Shortly after, the game dies down and Donna approaches you with a smile, as it seems the group would be dispersing for the day.
Nicely done. Told you we'd win. God, it's so nice to get back into something physical. So, I haven't seen you around before. Are you a frosh or a transfer?
Transfer. Got my core classes out of the way back home ahead of time. Trying to save money. What year are you?
That's a brilliant idea. Wish I'd thought of that before screwing up my first year. I'm in second, but catching up on credits because, wouldn't you know, varsity sports and 500 pages of weekly reading don't mix. So, what you're studying?
I can choose it. Biology? Sounds a bit difficult. Literature? Probably not all that useful. Mechanical engineering? I mean, it sounds interesting, even though, again, quite difficult. Mechanical engineering.
Whoa, smarty pants. Remind me to ask you for study tips when midterms come around.
While they don't know how well I'm doing yet, I might be failing most of my papers.
Speaking of which, I promised myself I'd make a better schedule this semester, so I have to run. Nice meeting you, though. Hope to see you around campus again.
Same to you. Good luck. As Donna smiles and jogs away, you have to appreciate just how much her tights show off her toe. Have to is too strong a word. I can avoid it. Pleased that you managed to not only check out a possible club and get some fresh air and exercise, but also possibly made a new friend, you head back into the field house to wash up and change before heading back to your apartment. I have some time before classes start. I might as well go do something. Go look around campus for where your classes are. What? This is the illusion of choice. There's only one button. It's probably a good idea to get around and see the place in person. Even if you have Google Maps, these old buildings probably are mazes inside. You follow your phone directions to a cluster of buildings, but the GPS is a little wonky. You try one door, find it locked, and then find a side entrance that's open. Already feeling vindicated in your choice to figure this out, you make your way down the hall, which is mostly deserted. The hallway curves sharply to the right, and you round it while you're checking the building name on your phone. You don't see the young woman coming around to the other side, scribbling on a sheet of paper. Bam. You stumble backwards, pain flaring in your forehead, and there is an avalanche of paper. The woman is also rubbing her face and straightening her glasses. She is gorgeous, in a word. Long dark hair frames an elegant face, which is currently screwed up in pain. She is wearing a sweater and skirt that makes her look academic, yet hugs her figure brilliantly. For a moment you struggle for words. I guess you have concussion. Oh damn, I'm sorry. Let me help you with those.
No, I'm sorry. I wasn't watching where I was going.
The woman shakes her head and kneels down to pick up her things along with you.
Thanks. You'd think by now I know my way around here a little better, but they keep moving which buildings I'm supposed to teach in, and...
Oh, you're a professor. You wouldn't happen to be teaching Intro to Philosophy, would you? I'm a little lost. The woman stops and adjusts her glasses, realizing she was rambling a bit.
Sorry, can't help you there. I'm in the history department, actually.
Well, I won't be going there. You curse your luck, though maybe it's not terrible that this beautiful woman isn't actually a professor. You collect the last of the papers and put them in her waiting hands. Well, what is history if not the philosophy of the past? You wince, feeling silly, but you can't get over how pretty she is.
I don't necessarily know if I agree, but I'm sure there's some merit to that metaphor if I dissect it enough.
The way she chuckles a bit after your painful line seems to inspire a bit of confidence. Maybe it didn't fall completely flat after all.
Are you a transfer? Being lost usually implies first year, but you don't have that glazed over look that typically comes with that.
Well, good guess. Yeah, I decided I was ready to switch over once I got enough credits at my old school. You pause, amazed somehow that she's still talking to you. You extend a hand. I'm Snide, by the way. I might need to take a history course if they have such kind professors.
Natalie, nice to meet you.
She shakes your hand and smiles. The way her eyes reflect in the lens of her glasses almost entrances you on the spot.
And if you do end up taking a history course, I'd be happy to recommend which professors to look out for.
Oh, strict markers, do you mean? Or something more sinister? You smile back, now very grateful for your random detour into the wrong department.
I'm sure you're smart enough to figure that out.
Natalie smirks at you, her tone a bit different suddenly from the nervous ramblings she first greeted you with.
Maybe I'll see you around either way, Snide.
I hope so. You realize the papers in her arms are all essays, covered in an abundance of neatly written comments in green pen. Though it looks like you have your work cut out for you. Grad student papers?
Teaching and studying simultaneously, trying to be efficient with my time.
You realize that, while her appearance is very put together, there are also slight dark circles under her eyes. No kidding. Looking at the reading list for my classes this semester, I'm glad I opted into the meal plan. I think I'll be living on campus even though my residence is outside.
I wish they offered a meal plan for part-time students. Between tuition and meals, my paycheck is just barely covering my expenses.
You think for a moment, trying to remember something from all the brochures and websites you'd had to navigate when applying for the transfer. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's a staff discount for anyone teaching here. I've definitely seen other profs in line at the breakfast station, actually.
Wait, are you sure? Oh my, if there is, I can't believe I overlooked that. Good thing I'm finding out about this now. Otherwise, I can only imagine how much money I'd have wasted.
You open your phone and do a quick Google search before showing her the results. Yep, looks like it's a thing. Maybe I will see you around then, even if I don't take history? You smile, trying not to come across as too flirty. What were the odds that Natalie would even be interested anyway?
This is very helpful. Thank you.
The air of professionalism returns as she smiles up at you after glancing at her phone.
Maybe you will. I hope you found your philosophy class too.
You glance back over your shoulder as you proceed down the hallway a bit further. You smile and nod before continuing on, a little cheer in your step at the thought of seeing her again. Her students were very lucky indeed. Unlocked a new gallery image. Yeah. I should go do something. No sense wasting the day away. Spend time with Donna. Spend time with Natalie. Wait, I just met them and I can spend time with them? Go out on your own. Well, that sounds interesting. You walk around for a little while and enjoy the fresh air, but it doesn't seem like much is going on at the moment. Go grab a bite at the dining hall. Well, apparently I'm going to become immediately obese after doing that, so maybe not. Oh, maybe I should. Walk around a little more, then head back. At least, nothing that catches your attention immediately. Can I just walk around for ages and do nothing? After a quick lap around the main cluster of buildings, you decide to head home and get some homework and chores done. After a quick shuttle ride, you arrive back at your apartment. I should do something. No sense wasting the day away. Well, that didn't work out. Okay, well, let's go from top to bottom. After a few weeks of classes, you are starting to dread the sound of your alarm. Though you feel somewhat used to the schedule now, you are drowning in reading, and several assignments need your attention. Despite those facts, it seems like an excellent idea to take up one of your peers on their invitation to a house party happening this Friday. All work and no play, yada yada, right? You didn't get dressed up in anything too crazy, just a respectable outfit that you felt like you looked good in. You approach the house, and while it is not the only one on the block blasting music into the cool night air, you're fairly certain you got the address right. Opening the door lets out a rush of hot, ale-soaked air, and you half grimace, half smile. Yup, this is the right place. There is a large crowd inside, and no one spares you a glance as you enter. A little bubble of concern pops in your chest. You don't see the person who invited you, and that will mean striking up a conversation with someone entirely new. Oh God, was there a drink handy?
Yo, Snide.
The familiar voice draws your attention, and you see Donna approach from where she was just seated on a nearby couch.
Small campus, huh?
It's Donna, having clearly arrived some time ago and gotten into the party mood on her own, as evidenced by the slight flush to her cheeks. Not that small, otherwise I'd be able to sleep in more before my morning classes.
So how's life been treating you since that ultimate game? I thought I saw you the other day at one of the side matches, but I wasn't sure.
Getting the hang of classes, finally. It took a minute to get into a good rhythm, but I'm making do. Speaking of ultimate, haven't seen you there in a little bit. Not that I've been able to make it every week, but still.
Yeah, unfortunately, classes are still getting the hang of... sorry, that made no sense. This is my second beer. I usually only have one. Anyway, I just meant that I've had to shelve any kind of sporting equipment until I can catch up on my homework. Blair. By the way, are you having a drink tonight?
I was planning on it. Yes, ginger beer, of course, not anything alcoholic. Your joke is met with a smile from Donna, who grabs you by the hand and leads you towards the keg further inside the house.
See, the thing I've learned is to tilt the cup while you're pouring. That way, you get more beer and less head. Unless you like head. Haha.
Donna pours you a tall cup of beer. angling it to get the fill right to the top. You take the drink from her and chuckle. Donna's definitely enjoying her beer so far. The first sip goes down and you can almost immediately feel yourself relax. You're truly a master of your craft. Reminded me to stick by you for when I need a refill.
Snide, consider me your personal, whatever the beer equivalent of a summer sommeliers. Anyway, I want something in return for my services. You are going to use that cup and that talent for winning to help me ace a game of beer pong. How's that sound?
You're at a house party filled with rambunctious college students. So when in Rome, right? Alright, I'm in. It's the least I can do, really. You follow Donna to the table, where one team is stumbling away and looking a little tipsy. Donna grins, puts a hand on your shoulder, and announces you will be the next up. The opponents, two girls who might be cousins from the look of them, nod, eager to continue their winning streak. The game starts off rough, with one of the opponents, a stout girl wearing a daringly short crop top, sinking the tee-off ball and also her first shot, forcing Donna to quickly quaff one of her cups. The second girl, thin next to her partner, misses her shot, allowing you to get some ground back and force her to drink with your own sunk ball. Donna stifles a burp and lands hers in the same cup, bringing a groan from both girls, who cheer each other before drinking the three from the explosion. It goes back and forth, with Donna's side of the cups getting most of the attention, but you manage to pull out a victory.
Etta, boy, we seem to be a winning combo, huh?
Your aim wasn't too bad by any means, but the beers you did end up having to chug down were getting to your head a little on volume alone. Phew, yeah, guess so. Nice job. A high five made after 2 attempts still counts, and you and Donna give the beer pong table space so another beer can play.
Whoa, I am taking a little break. I feel like I have half that keg sloshing around in me already. Don't let me stop you from topping up, though. I think there's even more stuff other than beer, believe it or not.
As Donna walks with you back to the kitchen, she is holding her middle, which is swollen out with a volume of carbonation she has just consumed. Every other word seems muffled around a stifled hiccup or burp. Might not be a bad idea. Some water or food to soak up some of the beer is a good way to make sure you don't get sick. Looking out for Donna a little, who'd already been 2 full beers in before you even walked in the door, you accompany her to a folding table set up in the living room with an assortment of snacks laid upon it.
Okay, real talk, and our future friendship depends on this, Snide. What should I snack on? Savory or sweet?
But I'm losing the game over savory or sweet? Well, I mean, savory sounds good to me.
Ah, you're speaking my language. I knew we could be friends.
Well, thank goodness I'm a social genius. Donna grabs a seat at the kitchen table, picks up a bag of salt and vinegar chips, and starts munching away. You take a moment to grab each of you some water as well. Even though a hangover is unlikely, there was a pretty good chance neither of you wanted to spend the night hunched over a trash can, toilet, or random shrub on the side of a road.
These are the best thing I've ever tasted, right now. Don't tell Lindsay that, though. You might see her in a bit. She's got the dark brown hair in the thrift store vintage style. Girl's a serious baker.
It'll be our little secret then. Don't worry.
Very cool of you, Snide. So, you meet anyone cool on campus yet? Other than yours truly?
I've chatted a bit with some people in my classes and around campus, but no real vibes yet.
Ah, that's surprising. You've got a whole vibe going on. I'm sure people are noticing, even if they haven't said anything yet.
Donna winks and takes another bite. They are indeed winking.
Anyways, don't mean to pry. Blame the beer, not me. Speaking of which, up for another round? I think my stomach has settled with the snack.
You're feeling a bit better too. Still riding light buzz, but not to the point where you think another game would put you over the edge. Sure, one more game sounds like fun. Let's do it. You and Donna replenish your beer and return to the table, having to wait for a game in progress to finish. As previous victors though, there are a couple of teams that want to challenge you and get the bragging rights, so you end up competing in more than one game. Oh no. The first is another victory, albeit a close one, and the cheap beer is starting to make it difficult to aim under the dim overhead lamp. Donna gets increasingly enthusiastic, which translates to a higher number of airballs and lost turns. The second game ends up being your downfall, as neither of you can make a point against the opposing team. It's all in good fun though, and the playful teasing ensures that you will probably try this all again next week. Eventually, you offer to walk Donna home, since she is starting to look like she's ready for bed. As you exit the party into the cool night, you can't help but notice how much Donna's belly is protruding beneath her dress. The girl can rarely put it away. It must be an athlete thing. You help Donna keep her balance a bit as she drunkenly makes her way back to her residence hall, clearly grateful she wasn't wearing heels today. You gonna be okay making it back to your room?
Me? I'll be fine. I could still block a spiked ball from the best volleyball player on campus, which would be me. What about you? You good on your own? Can we call you an Uber?
I'm alright, thanks. There's a shuttle still running from campus to my apartment complex for another hour or so.
Oh, that sounds convenient. You text me when you get home, Kay. Here, give me your phone. I'll put my number in it.
Donna's fingers fumble forward, making grabbing motions as she leans against the wall. You chuckle a bit and hand over your phone, smiling as Donna puts in her contact info. Will do. Hopefully you're not too drunk and don't accidentally walk into the wrong room.
Snide, I'm shocked that you think I'm drunk. For the record, I can clearly...
There is an irritated voice from behind the door. Donna, your room is next door.
Know that. Just stopping by to say, hey, hello, Jessica.
Well, I'm going to have to go back and redub that. Flip. No, I'll just leave them as speaking very deeply. Donna blushes a little and walks a few feet down the hall, giving you a wave before shoving her keys in the lock. When the door opens, the heavenly scent of vanilla wafts into the corridor. You smile and shake your head as Donna walks into her room for the night. How much vanilla essence have they got in there? While tonight was a lot of fun, you can't afford to just stand around dwelling on the eventful evening you'd had. You have a shuttle to catch. You make it to the shuttle stop with plenty of time to spare, and ride home to get some sleep. I just did Donna, so... guess I'll try the second option now. The pace is quick, but you're almost grateful to be keeping busy after the pace at your old school. There's always something to read, work on, or a new place on campus to check out. After a few weeks, you feel you've gotten a good routine going, though some of your first assignments are making you a little nervous. One day, your search for nourishment between classes takes you to the dining hall. It's not too crowded, so you get in quickly. It's quite a fancy-looking place. Ahead of you, bending over to claim a tray from the bottom of the bin, is a woman with a... What the heck? When the woman stands up, tray in hand, you are pleasantly surprised to see that it is the prof you met before school started. Natalie is as beautiful as ever, though something seems a bit different about her. I'm glad that my Google search about staff dining didn't end up being fake news.
Him?
Natalie glances back over her shoulder, an inkling in her mind as to where she recognized your voice from before she turns to see you and smiles.
Oh, hello again. Yes, it turns out I just had to fill out a quick form, and then my badge automatically adjusts the pricing when I check out.
That's great. A sudden impulse grips you, and before you can stop yourself, you blurt out words. What could they be? Any chance you're looking for some company to lunch? I've got a bit of time before my next class. Natalie smiles and nods as she holds her tray.
Sure, I don't see any problem with that. I don't have to be anywhere for some time either.
You're about to nod and say, no worries, when your answer registers with you. You smile back, grabbing your own tray from the pile. You both grab a place in the line. I hope they have pizza today. I've been having a craving ever since they introduced that barbecue ranch one a while back.
Oh, I've had that. It's very good.
Natalie nods and moves along the line with you, taking some food here and there. You start to notice rather quickly that she's leaning towards foods that are very high in carbs, particularly a pasta bake and some garlic bread, with the brownie for dessert from the end of the buffet line. Looks like I'm out of luck, though the garlic bread looks good too. You make up a plate, not quite as full as hers, and walk with her to grab a booth. So, has that pile of assignments gotten any smaller?
Just slightly, but instead of work for me to turn in, I think it just shifted to the work being turned into me from my students.
Well, I was disappointed to not be in your class, but I'm glad I'm not adding to your marking pile at least.
One more student probably wouldn't make much of a difference, but I appreciate the sentiment.
You notice that, despite her professional demeanor, Natalie clearly enjoys her food. As you talk, she is nearly always getting more food from her plate, though she finishes every mouthful before speaking. So, what's your area of focus? In history, I mean.
Excuse me. I'm primarily concerned with diplomatic history, how civilizations interacted and countries formed alliances and treaties.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. Not to mention relevant given everything going on in the world today. Do you ever get consulted by people outside the university?
I wish. Maybe someday I will, but I'm less interested in modern politics than I am in how the world functioned before widespread communication was so prevalent.
Natalie is clearly passionate about her work. The smile on her face as she answers is evidence of that.
Oh, but that begs the question then, what are you studying here?
Mechanical engineering. That's the plan anyway, but I'm trying to keep a broad perspective. Sometimes I think post-secondary education is a little too linear, you know? Like it's more about the job ticket than learning everything. You notice that Natalie's plate is empty, with barely a smudge left over. I think I'm going to grab a coffee. Would you like anything while I'm up?
I wouldn't be opposed to coffee as well, if you don't mind.
Sure thing, I'll be right back. Look, I don't want to upsell them. I think I'll just get what they wanted. Sure thing, I'll be right back. You nod and get up, navigating the sparse crowd of students to get to the drink station. 2 quick pours of coffee later, you also get a glass of milk and a glass of cream, unsure how Natalie would take it. Before long, you're back at the table, setting a mug down in front of her. Milk and cream, whichever you prefer. I can also grab sugar if you like. I should have asked before I went up.
Oh, that's all right. Just milk is fine with me. Thank you.
Natalie takes the coffee and pours some milk into it, stirring it a bit before taking a sip.
I just know this is going to come in handy by tonight.
Chatting with Natalie, you are seized by that same impulse as before. You haven't met many other people on campus yet, but she is so easy to talk to, and beautiful to boot. Part of you debates keeping things friendly for now, but you feel if you don't try, you'll never work up the nerve. So, this has been the best breakfast I've had all semester, I think.
Really? I think you need to try some new places then, because I'd hardly call campus dining a 5-star experience.
Well, the food is okay, but I was mainly thinking of the company.
The company?
Natalie's eyes widen a bit, and she starts to blush.
Oh, well, thank you. I could say the same.
Bolstered by this, you plunge ahead. If that's the case, then maybe I could try one of these better dining experiences. With you? Natalie pauses, and you see her take a moment to process what you just asked.
Like, a date?
She's blushing a bit more now, and you get the sense that your chances are looking good for a yes here. Well, yeah. You resist the urge to backtrack or qualify things. Either she wants to, or she doesn't. I know we just met, but you made an impression on me. You smile at her, your heart thudding loud enough that you're sure the whole cafeteria can hear it.
I think that sounds nice, sure.
You blink a few times, not sure that you heard correctly. It's hard to stop the giant, stupid grin on your face. Oh, amazing. How about this Friday night?
Oh, actually, the next couple of weeks aren't looking so good for me. I've got my first round of exams coming up, so I'm going to be pretty busy with work.
Natalie looks disappointed, but you don't get the impression she's trying to blow you off.
Here, let me give you my number, and we'll try to plan something afterwards.
Though you were disappointed, you're glad that she seems legitimately interested. She puts her number into your phone, and you can hardly believe your luck. Totally understandable. We'll find a day that works, and in the meantime, I'll just hope to bump into you here. You chuckle a little and sip your coffee.
Thank you for being so understanding, and I'm sure you will from time to time.
I should go do something. No sense wasting the day away. What, do I just cycle back between these two, or can I try one of the others and have some success with it? Oh. As the semester workload increases, you find yourself again at the library, trying to track down a book that will be useful for one of your assignments. You make your way amongst the silent stacks, turning a corner and spotting a sturdy Carol with some books open. Out of mild curiosity, and to distract from your, as of yet, disappointing search, you glance over the books. You're shocked to see some images that border on the sus. A second, more thorough peek lets you know that these books mainly seem to be about the history of Flip.
Should be around here somewhere. Oh, hello again.
You hear a voice speak up beside you and turn to see Natalie, having just turned down the row of shelves you were standing in, greeting you with a smile. What, this person is everywhere. Oh, hi. Fancy seeing you here. You feel silly. She is a student and a teacher. Where else would she be but the library? I'm just trying to hunt down a book on Kant. How are you? You try to step away from the Carrel, lest she think you are prying into her research.
I'm doing well, thank you, though I find you're slightly off in terms of which section. You should be about 2 rows over, I'm afraid.
Natalie adjusts her glasses a bit and smiles. Obviously a professor would be quite familiar with the layout of the library. Ah, of course. I seem to be always getting lost around you. You chuckle a little, but the materials at Natalie's desk spark your curiosity. Thanks for the directions. I'm going to head over. Looking forward to our dinner. What kind of research has you in the stacks today? And I must be inquisitive. What kind of research has you in the stacks today?
Oh, you know, more for pleasure than for business.
Interesting. Well, I won't keep you from it then, but maybe you can tell me what you've learned sometime.
I'd be happy to. I'd never discourage the pursuit of knowledge, after all.
You can't quite keep a natural expression, a little flush coming to your face. You just nod and smile before heading off to find that damned book. I should go do something. No sense wasting the day away. Yes, I will read that every time now. Go out on your own. Maybe that will be more fruitful this time. You walked around for a little while and enjoyed the fresh air, but it doesn't seem like much is going on at the moment. Well, flippity flip. Oh, what's the crowd about? It seems there are several groups of students around tables set up on either side of the walkway, or with various flyers talking to most of the girls passing through. After a moment, you realize there's a Greek life recruitment event going on, which explains the crowd. It doesn't look like any fraternities are here. Maybe it's just sororities today to keep the quad from getting too crowded all at once. You walk a bit further past some of the other tables on your way through the quad, when you overhear another conversation in front of a recruitment table.
You could totally get in if you ditched the whole look you've got going on there. You're probably really pretty if you dressed normal. Wow, that's probably the nicest thing a piece of plastic has ever said to me. Never mind, weirdo. I only talk to you because we're supposed to try and invite everyone we can. Yeah. Have fun throwing up lunch later.
Kinda harsh, don't you think?
What do you care?
I don't. Actually thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, well, girls like that. More likely than not, I was right on the money.
I'm guessing you're not a girl like that at all, are you?
We got a detective here, don't we? No, I'm not. I just like to watch the circus sometimes when I'm bored.
So what's more fun? The rejections or the pain of the fake smiles?
It's a toss-up, but just how hard everyone tries is honestly laughable. People care way too much about this junk.
Tell me about it.
You're not here for the glitz and glamour, are you?
You shake your head.
I'm Taryn. Nice to meet someone else who hasn't fallen for the obvious crap around here.
Wait, Taryn, was that mentioned in the intro? I'm Snide. Nice to meet you too.
Maybe I'll see you around then. People watching is more fun in a group anyway.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good to me. Taryn heads out of the quad, casually flipping off a couple of sorority tables on her way. You chuckle a bit to yourself, wondering if you'll run into her again sometime. You've unlocked a new gallery image. Well, after a quick shuttle ride, you arrive back at your apartment. I should go do something. No sense wasting the day away. Spend time with Taryn, flip. I can just spend time with these people whenever I want. There's no like day-night or anything. Well, I'll rotate. As fun as parties were, they needed to be shelved for a little while as midterms approached. The projects they were expecting you to complete, along with studying for exams, were nothing short of ridiculous, but you managed to chip away at each task bit by bit. Something that Donna said at the party sticks in your mind. Were there any romantic prospects in your classes? You don't hate the idea of a relationship, and plenty of people find their partner for life while at university. It's tricky. While there is no shortage of hot guys or girls, as Donna put it, pretty much all of your classmates are interested in exclusively in their GPA. You aren't sure if that is exactly what you are looking for. Every time this crosses your mind, you can't help but remember Donna and how much she welcomed you while you were getting started in this new place. She is amazingly cute and funny, but probably out of your league. At least you do well enough to keep fit. That's definitely going to be working in your favor, right? Though after seeing Donna a little while ago, the same might not be able to be said for her. What the hell? Might as well shoot your shot right. Donna would be one to laugh it off anyway. Now, should you go full date mode and ask her to dinner? Or something more casual, like some Frisbee while the weather is still somewhat tolerable? Dinner date or Frisbee fun? Well, at least she likes Frisbeeing, I know that. You haven't seen Donna at Ultimate in a while, and you remembered how well the two of you hit it off that first day, so you shoot her a text to see if she wants to join a pickup game and hang out after.
No way. I was just talking to someone about you. Psychic much? Lol, I'm free most of the day tomorrow. That good?
Sure, I'll text you and let you know when I'm heading out. You smile, oddly pleased that she was apparently thinking of you. After rooting around for a clean pair of workout gear and tossing on a light sweater for good measure, you make your way across campus to the familiar field. When you arrive, not many people are around, since the weather has taken a chilly turn. You check your watch. You're right on time, but there is no sign of Donna. 5 minutes go by, and then 10. How long should you wait? People get held up all the time, but it feels a little silly to stand around by yourself in a field.
Hey, Snide.
A panting voice comes from behind you, and you turn to smile at Donna. Whoa, she's looking healthier than the last time you saw her. Her thin thermal top is taut around a very obvious potbelly that is a far cry from the trim, athletic midsection she had when you first met. When Donna waves a greeting, her arms look thicker too, and her leggings are slipping down a little as she jogs over to you. Her face is flushed and she is breathing heavily.
Sorry, I forgot how far it is to this field from my place.
It's a bit of a trek.
Phew, thanks for the invite. It's been too long since I've been out here, but school has just been kicking my bottom lately. Have you managed to make it out for some games?
A few. Not all of them, of course, but I try to stay involved and active, you know. A guilty look passes over Donna's face.
Yeah, so let's get started then. I'll throw from here, and you go long.
As you jog backwards, Donna gives the disc a throw. It's a little wobbly, but you manage to lean forward and catch it all the same. After a bit more time out on the field, Donna is clearly starting to slow down, and isn't keeping up nearly as well as she had when you first played together. Her last throw was fairly weak, and barely made the distance down the field to you. You good? Calling out to her as she jogs a bit closer, breathing heavily and wiping some sweat from her forehead. You can tell she needs a break.
I'm fine, just a bit rusty. I'll be okay in a minute. Wow, it's really true, isn't it? You use it or you lose it.
Guess so. Here, have some water. Donna gratefully accepts the water bottle and greedily guzzles from the spout, her already round belly pushing out a teeny bit more.
Ah, that's better. It's getting a bit late. Do you want to toss it around a few more times? Or maybe warm up at the cafe?
Well, she's clearly more tired than she's wants to admit, so I think they have to go to the cafe. Yeah, it's getting a little dark. Maybe you should call it a night after all. Donna nods, and after drinking a little more water, the two of you decide to make the trek over to one of the cafes on campus. The Witch's Brew Cafe is not too busy, since most people are still finishing evening classes or pre-drinking in their homes, so you and Donna find a table without much issue.
Ah, now this is the warm, cozy vibe I need. Have you tried the breadsticks here?
I haven't. I think I've only passed by here a couple of times, but the food does look really good.
It's been a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. For some reason, I can actually get more studying done here than most other places. Although...
Donna looks between the menu and then down at herself. More specifically, at the top she has felt the need to smooth out twice since you arrived. She bites her lip.
I don't know. Maybe I should skip the breadsticks today. What do you think? Salad time.
You can't just talk up the breadsticks like that and then not get them. I'll split them with you. How's that sound?
Oh, and just when I think you can't get any cuter. Yes, let's absolutely split them.
The server comes over before long, and Donna happily puts in the order for breadsticks. Maybe noticing that you are both sharing, the server returns with a very full basket, along with 2 dipping sauces. One is hot sauce, and the other is ranch.
Whoa, I don't remember the portions being this big.
Really? Seems like a pretty standard size for a shareable plate to me.
Yeah, I guess I just thought we were going to share a single portion since, never mind. Eat up.
Split them evenly. Let them have, so they're just dying to have the majority? I'm not going to try and police how much they can have, so they can have the majority if they want. Donna tips a breadstick to you before taking a bite herself. When you try yours, you are pleased to find that she didn't oversell them. The rich, soft dough is perfectly flavored with the right amount of garlic and seasonings. Gradually, as you chat about school, the breadstick platter shrinks, but you realize that you are a slower eater than Donna. As a result, you have a few of the sticks, but she ends up eating the lion's share, clearly too enamored with chatting with you to notice. There is a single stick left when Donna has to stifle a burp, and she leans back in her chair, a slightly pained look on her face.
Oof, that ended up being a lot. Did you have, any?
Yeah, they were just as good as you said. I'm impressed, actually.
Oh God, I'm gonna need a little bit before trying to walk anywhere. It feels like I ate a loaf of bread. Good thing the company is so good.
Donna gives you a weak smile, while rubbing her stomach to relieve the pressure. I'm in no rush. Take as much time as you need. The company is just as good for me, too.
That's good to hear. In fact, it gives me an idea. Care to do this again sometime? Maybe not this cafe exactly, but someplace a little fancier. I have a feeling you clean up good, Snide.
Like a date? Donna grins, though she winces a little, seemingly feeling another twinge of pain from her midsection. Why did she eat so many flippin' breadsticks?
Yeah, I mean, if you'd be interested in me in that way.
There is a blush to her cheeks now. Then I'd be happy to go out with you. Text me whenever you're free from your mountain of schoolwork, okay? Donna beams and nods enthusiastically, before scooping up the last breadstick and chomping it in celebration. You chat a little longer before parting ways for the evening. Donna gives you a hug before heading back toward her dorm. Seeing her clutch her overtaxed middle and slowly meander out of the cafe makes you glad you didn't eat nearly as much. You go grab the shuttle back to your apartment, and can't help but feel eager anticipation for Donna to reach out again regarding your date. Unlocked a new gallery image. Heck yeah. I should go do something. No sense wasting the day away. I assume I'm not limited to one option. I can just rotate through them all, or maybe I should actually just focus. I might just go rotate and make this video just super long and complete the entire game. I'm not sure. But I'll go Natalie. As time goes on, it is hard to resist the temptation to text Natalie all the time, but you know that she is busy and likely wouldn't appreciate a barrage of "Are you free?" texts. Still, you send the occasional "Good morning" or "How's it going?" and find that she usually replies pretty quickly, which is encouraging. After a few weeks have passed, and you think you're in the safe zone, you send a tentative text. "Hey, I feel the need to expand my culinary horizons. Any chance you've gotten to the bottom of that exam pile? P." It's a few moments before you hear your phone chime with a response from Natalie.
It finally feels like it. I finished up a couple of days ago, but had to upload everything to the network drive. Scanning everything was a pain. So is this you asking if I've forgotten about our date? Lol. Because I didn't. Promise.
I wouldn't dream of suggesting a scholar would forget something. Glad to hear things are wrapped up, though. Any thoughts about where to go? I'm still in the campus bubble a bit, to be honest.
I know a great steakhouse not too far from campus. Priced pretty reasonably, too. I'll text you the address. Meet there at around 6. Should be done with work by then.
That sounds perfect. Can't wait. As soon as you send the message, your stomach swoops, and you start digging through your closet to find the coolest clothing you have. Once you settle on a reasonably classy outfit, you go about the rest of your day until it's time to head over. Thankfully, Natalie chose a convenient spot. It's a decent walk, but not unreasonable, and dusk is only starting to fall when you see the sign up ahead. Not to mention the woman underneath, who is studying a menu posted outside. Your mouth goes dry when you spot the dark cascade of hair and the glimmer of glasses. It's her, all right, wearing an absolutely stunning black dress. Hey there, stranger.
Hey there yourself.
This clothing is quite tight indeed. Natalie smiles at you and adjusts her glasses as she takes a couple of steps forward to greet you.
Find the place okay?
Well, I figured it had to be the one with the beautiful professor out front, so it was pretty easy, actually. You smile at her, while seeing that the dress isn't only tight in the back. The trim midsection Natalie had when you meet is now a noticeable belly that distracts even from her neckline.
Were you practicing that line in your car on the way here?
You are taken aback for a moment, until he can see the laughter in Natalie's eyes. Not at all. I practiced it while walking here.
Well, I think it paid off. Shall we head inside?
You force yourself to keep your eyes up as you enter the restaurant, and ask for a table for 2. Thankfully, it's not late enough for the place to be super busy, so you get a table without issue, though the corner you're in seems a little cramped. You walk a little ahead to pull out Natalie's chair for her before grabbing a seat yourself. This place is lovely. Is the steak the obvious go-to, or is there another dish of theirs that you recommend?
The appetizers. Here, look at this.
Natalie points out 2 particularly enticing options, the spinach artichoke dip and the truffle fries.
I have such a hard time deciding between them whenever I come here. They make great snacks to pair with a quick drink after a long day, combined with the ambiance, and it's pretty relaxing actually.
They both sound great. Which one did you have most recently? Why decide? Let's just get both to share. Well, why not?
Can't argue with that logic. There are 2 of us here after all.
Absolutely. You put the order in when the waiter returns, and it doesn't take long before the 2 appetizers arrive. You are surprised at the portions. It seems that both were shareable, so you have quite a bit of food in front of you, but Natalie is already grabbing a pita bread hungrily. Probably a good choice.
Okay. Now you have to tell me what you think.
You try a bite, and the warm, savory flavor instantly makes you want more. Wow, these are amazing. If I didn't trust your judgment before, this would seal the deal.
I would never steer you wrong.
Natalie laughs a bit and continues to munch on the food, casually perusing over the menu proper to decide on what to have for dinner itself. You smile and take a few bites yourself, though you are fascinated by how often your date reaches for more food. Did she always have an appetite, or was it from her time in the cafeteria this semester? The question seems moot at this point, since the appetizers vanish quickly either way. Well, I figured I have to get a steak. What are you eyeing?
You know I was thinking the same, but they also have the option to pair some shrimp with it too. I'm sorry I'm so indecisive. Maybe I just need a drink first.
It seems like Natalie's joking, but it might help ease a little of the awkward first date nerves. Can't go wrong with a surf and turf, right? A drink first could be nice. Are you more of a cocktail person, or is the draft list your go-to? Well, I guess I'll go drink.
I don't dislike cocktails, but they're too expensive to justify when eating out if you ask me. Beer is just more fiscally responsible.
The waiter brings over a pitcher and 2 pint glasses. You fill Natalie's before topping off your own, and offer her a cheers. Well, here's to good financial decisions, and better company. Natalie smiles and your glasses clink together, just before you both take a sip.
Ah, that's quite good. Leagues better than the swill I was used to when I first got to campus.
Oh, are you a connoisseur? You tease a little, though it's clear from how quickly Natalie follows that sip with another that she is no stranger to drinking beer.
Let's just say I've had plenty of chances to find out what I like.
Natalie's teasing reply is intriguing. You wonder what else you might learn about your date after another couple of pints. Interesting. The life of an academic, huh? Seeing that Natalie has already almost finished her glass. You try to catch up with your own. When you're done, you are surprised when she takes your glass and fills it, before doing the same to her own. This is faster than you actually drink, and a light buzz starts to settle over you. Natalie pours like a seasoned veteran, the angle perfectly calculated so the beer doesn't have too much head when she hands you your glass again.
There's more to me than just textbooks and essays, you know.
As she takes another swig of beer, the words she says have an air of mystique around them, as if she's hinting at something intentionally. You take your own glass and sip from it in a more measured way. Of that I have no doubt. I believe you've given me something even more intriguing to study this semester than Socratic dialogues. You smirk a little, even as Natalie quaffs more beer.
Oh, have I? Well, now consider my interest piqued. Maybe I could peer review your work sometime. You already know where my office hours are.
Natalie's clearly loosening up as she drinks. She isn't typically so forward. I'm sure my study would benefit from your expertise. The food arrives as Natalie finishes her second glass, and you don't know how you're going to eat when the beer is sitting so heavily already. You decide to slow down on drinking until you've finished some of the food. Though I think I might have class during your scheduled times. Do you ever teach after hours? Damn, the beer has got into you too.
Not usually, but I'd be happy to make an exception for... you.
You feel yourself blush a little, partly due to her answer, and partly due to the burp she isn't able to fully stifle. It clearly is more to this professor than meets the eye. You smile, admiring her eyes for a moment. That's very gracious of you, and, on an unrelated note, you really nailed it with this recommendation. The food is so good.
What did I tell you? I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Natalie smiles and happily digs into her dinner, washing down bites of steak with beer. You enjoy your own meal, a little slower than your date due to your limited capacity, but it is truly delightful just enjoying the ambiance with her. Eventually, both your plates are empty, as is the pitcher. Though you've not had quite your fair share of it, when the waiter comes back, you go to ask for the check before pausing. I know that was an exceptional meal, but any chance you've got room for dessert?
I'm alright, thanks.
Natalie replies with a smirk, looking at you intently. Her glasses lowered on the bridge of her nose a little.
I'm ready to go.
You smile and nod, taking out your credit card to pay the bill. Honestly, you didn't have room either. Once the machine beeps and the waiter bows away, you stand up and go to Natalie's side of the table, holding out your arm. Shall we make our exit, good madame? Natalie smiles a bit wider as she moves to get up from the table. The effects of dining and dessert showcasing themselves beneath her form-fitting dress. What? I'm guessing I haven't got the right stats for dessert, if it does mention dessert here, and there's the... And yet she did not have it. With a slight grunt, it appears she's not fully able to get to a standing position on her own, the table itself making things a bit difficult. Seemingly unaware of what the problem is, Natalie tries a couple of more times to stand up, bumping her belly on the underside of the table before realizing that was happening.
Oh my, it looks like...
She begins and looks up to see you've been standing there the whole time, obviously. It's an amazing moment. Natalie is bearing the clear evidence of all the beers she's consumed, not to mention the dinner to boot. Something about seeing this elegant professor falling victim to her own indulgence is thrilling. You should probably avoid calling attention to it, since she's clearly embarrassed. Like you've had a very good evening. You flash a wide smile. With a strong pull, you manage to heave her up. It's nice to see you're not afraid to enjoy yourself. You aren't sure where these words are coming from, but something about Natalie's behavior on this date makes you think you're on the right track. Natalie smiles at you and slowly gets up from her seat, cradling a bloated stomach full of food and beer. Judging by how tight her dress is, dessert might have been overkill.
I do like to enjoy myself.
You take her hand and lead her out of the restaurant. Your heart is racing, but as much as you want to put your hands all over her, you tell yourself that this was only a first date. You should have some restraint, or you might mess up what is turning out to be the best thing to happen to you this year. The evening air is pleasantly mild as you head outside. So, is your car in a lot nearby? I can walk you over there before I head back home. Natalie doesn't even reply before grabbing your wrist and pulling you aside to a nearby alley, pressing you up against the brick wall and kissing you deeply. You are shocked by the suddenness of the kiss, but you don't even question it as you respond in kind. No doubt about it, she had put on a fair bit of weight since you met. Not that you mind the curves. Well, somehow I don't think any dessert on the menu in there would have topped that.
I was hoping you'd say that.
A girl who knows how to kiss and enjoy a good meal? You're amazing, Natalie.
You're amazing too, Snide. You know, I wasn't joking about coming by my office after hours sometime.
It's after hours now, isn't it? I would be very interested in scheduling an appointment, Professor. Well, I think I should be less direct.
I'm sure I'll be able to pencil you in sometime next week.
You nod enthusiastically before letting her lead you to a car, which is on a side street a block away. However, when you get to the car, you find a tall, red-headed woman waiting for you. She is slender yet curvy, and you blush a little to see how much her white top is struggling with her bust. As you approach, Natalie looks a little uncomfortable, while the girl smirks.
You work quickly, don't you, Natalie? What are you doing here, Belle?
Judging by her response, Natalie does know this woman. I mean, she knows her name, so that's quite a clear giveaway.
Well, you know this is one of my favorite places for drinks. I was just heading home when I saw your car.
She cocks her head to the side, looking at you with a curious glint in her eye.
Thought you might like to catch up, have some fun, but I see you found someone new. You look a little young. Are you a student? He's my date, and you're interrupting.
Belle turns to head away, shaking her mane of crimson hair in a dismissive sort of way, before locking eyes with you. In the dim light, they look almost red, which must be your eyes playing tricks on you.
If you get tired of Miss Library here, I like to hang out at the Sleepy Owl on campus. Feel free to come on by.
She walks a few paces before looking over her shoulder at Natalie, who is visibly flustered.
That dress I bought you looks good, Nat. You didn't put it in the dryer, did you? Seems like it's gotten a little snug.
With a final laugh that sends goosebumps down her arms, she walks away. Natalie rubs her forehead a bit in sighs.
Sorry about her. She's my ex.
No problem. Not your fault. Are you okay, though?
I'm fine. I'd rather not dwell on her and let it interfere with the lovely night I'm having.
Sounds like a plan to me. You step forward and take Natalie's hand in yours, gently kissing her on the cheek. I can't wait to see you again.
Neither can I.
Natalie smiles back at you before getting into her car. She gives you a little wave as she drives off. Part of you wishes you had invited her back to your place, but at least this way you have a chance to tidy things up. As she drives away, you can still taste her kiss. I should go do something. No sense wasting the day away. Well, I thought it was night time. Has he already slept? Has he already quickly gotten out of bed? I'm probably just about hitting the 1 hour mark, so that will be all for this video. Absolutely support Elixir on their Patreon. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.